On-Call, we believe that healthcare is universal. Everyone should have access to good medical advice regardless of their locations.
So during my many years of medical practice, more often than not, when we get a certain sign or symptom, not many people actually go and immediately investigate it.
At Dr. On-Call, you can get connected to our network of doctors and specialists within minutes through any mobile devices, whether you're at home, in the office, or on the go.
The platform is designed so that patients can easily find the right doctors. For the doctor, we ensure that the platform is safe, secure, and they can very simply manage their patients via remotely or even in person.
By having this teleconsult, patient can actually have a continued medical care, and this can actually save their life.
As the pioneer of telehealth in Malaysia, we always believe in closing the patient care gap through telehealth. For instance, our newly launched Doc at Home service would enable patients to book physical screening and lab diagnostic from the comfort of their homes. And this is especially crucial during this time of pandemic, where we want to keep our parents, kids, and loved ones safe.
So the platform is simple enough for doctors like us to go online, do a medical consultation in between our physical patients in the clinic.
In future, this is the way forward toward looking towards the telehealth and management, where we can overcome a lot of difficulties.
Now, as far as I am concerned, I can give uninterrupted medical advice to them. Isn't that easy for both parties?
During these difficult times, we strive to ensure that everyone stays safe without compromising their need for medical care, medication, as well as other healthcare services.
And also we can prescribe some of the initial medication online. So the patient can get treated to a certain degree before they come and see a doctor.
Our vision is to reshape and redefine healthcare. We believe in the power of technology to create better patient experience and continuity of care. We design our service for the patients to get the right service, right treatment at the right time.
During a pandemic like this, it is important not only that we should ensure the safety of patients, but healthcare professionals and doctors as well. Gone are the days where patients wait for hours in a long and busy clinic. These days, we want a seamless experience. Get an appointment booked online, see a doctor at the shortest possible time, and then get going with life.
We have never had something like this before. Upon doing the services, the patient will actually get their blood test done at their home, and the doctor is able to review their blood tests via Dr. On-Call platform, or if required, they are called into the clinic. So that's pretty amazing if you ask me. You don't actually need the patient to come twice, once just to take blood and then come again. So it's very convenient for the patients, and my patients are very happy. Hello, hello. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hair Attack. For those of y'all who are here with us today, I invite you to please type in your name in our comment section or chat box and let us know where you are tuning in from. I'm Dr. Sashini and I will be your host for today. So I hope everybody had a great evening, All right, are you all ready for our session today? If you are, please type in your chat box. Oh, I'm getting a lot of hellos. Hello, hello. All right, do let us know where you guys are tuning in from. For your information, ladies and gentlemen, the webinar today is brought to you by Dr. On Call, Hair Transplant Solutions, and the Asian Parent. All right, we've got Ash Miral from Bangsa, Lukesh from Damansara. Hey, guys. All right. Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic. Let's see. Who else? Come on, guys. Let us know where you guys are from. Lily from Cyberjaya. Fantastic. So we've got a really, really interesting topic today. So it's all about the hair. So I'm sure some of y'all would have been like, had these issues before. I don't know about the men, all right? But I think I can speak for a lot of ladies because, for ladies, for us, the hair is a crown that you can't remove, that kind of thing, right? So it's a big deal for us. So I'm pretty sure a lot of men, whether you've got girlfriends, sisters, spouses, I'm sure there's always been a time where you guys keep saying, why did it take so long to get ready? It's not about just putting on the outfit. It's all about the hair. There are times we've got good hair days, bad hair days. Ladies, if you're here with us, let us know. Do you agree with me, okay? Wow, we've got Ivan from Titiwangsa, Maran from OUG, fabulous. We've got Shangri from Ipoh, Sabah, Aisha. Looks like we've got the whole Malaysia here with us tonight, all right? So ladies and gentlemen, we have got a very, very amazing session. And I must warn you, we've got a dangerously dashing young gentleman to talk to us all about the hair, to give us the insights all about our hair, the good hair days, the bad hair days, the oily hair, the hair falls, the flaky hair. It's all about the hair today. I hope you guys are ready. If you're ready, type in the chat box that you are ready. Let us know that you're ready. Let me hear it from y'all. Gia from Kedah, fabulous. Type in the chat box, guys. You're ready. Jen, you're ready. Fabulous. Who else? I need to know who else is ready with us. Ready since yesterday. Loving it. All right, fabulous, guys. So let me introduce to you our, we've got Satish Raj who's ready. Let me introduce to you our fabulous speaker today. So this gentleman over here attained his medical degree from University of Malaysia, Sarawak, and he has served 8 years in the government practice. And subsequently, he also served as the principal assistant director in private medical practice control division in the Ministry of Health Malaysia, whereby he was primarily responsible for licensing and enforcement of public healthcare facilities and services at a nation level. That's not all, guys. He subsequently pursued his career into medicine, aesthetics, and anti-aging medicine, and obtained his diploma in aesthetic medicine from American Academy of Aesthetic Medicine, USA, and completed his diploma in anti-aging medicine from American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. This gentleman over here didn't stop right there. In 2014, he also joined DHI Medical Group and received his training and certification in the field of hair transplantation. And he was appointed as the chief operating doctor for the whole of Southeast Asia for DHI. And the icing on the top, in 2018, he is also the co-founder of Hair Transplant Solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you our gorgeous speaker today, Dr. Aly bin alias Stefana. Can we have him? Hey, Dr. Aly, fantastic to have you with us.
Nice of you to have me here. And wow, I think you've oversold me. So hopefully some of them don't tune in and go, oh, it's you.
I don't know about you, but I am super excited for today's session. I mean, I think this is a topic that a lot of people have been like looking forward for, We've had hair issues for years, whether it's oily, as I was mentioning to them earlier. I was sharing a little bit with them and I was telling them, the days where we wake up with a bad hair day, oily and all that. And we've tried so many things, including myself. But maybe I won't go into, the details of that.
Oh, we probably will a bit later. So let's see where this conversation brings us to, yeah?
Fabulous. All right. So I've got lots of questions for you from the audience. And we are also taking questions at the chat box, guys. So those of y'all who want to shoot in some questions, please do so, and we will address it accordingly. All right? All right, let's go. Dr. Aly, the most, I would say most commonly things that people want to know. Why do actually people go bald? I mean, when we are growing up and all that, we've got this nice long hair or wavy hair or curly hair. But why do actually people go bald?
There are two categories of people who go bald. So the first one is because they look damn good looking bald.
I never expected that, but fantastic. I have
No, really. If you look at people like I mean, I have to be honest. There will be people who look really good bald, and there will be people who don't look that good bald. So let's talk about people who look really good bald. All right. So if you look at photos of The Rock, him with his hair, he doesn't look menacing enough with hair.
I have to agree. I'm a big fan of The Rock.
I'm a big fan of him, but if he's got hair today and with his big size, you just probably won't take him that seriously. Number one, people like Jason Statham looks good bald with hair. All right. Then you've got people like Bruce Willis. He looked quite good with hair, but I think he looked better and timeless without hair. But again, these are people who opt to go bald because they've got a really good skull shape. They've got a really good head shape for them to go bald. Whereas the other majority people who may not have such a good skull shape, like myself, I went bald 2 months ago. I hated it, so I'm keeping my hair once and for all. These are the category of people who probably want to keep our hairs. And the main reason, I would say the number one reason for people going bald is genetics. So it's somewhere along the line that you've got some error in your genetics, and the codes do not go very well, and therefore it switch on the switch that says, hey, you're going to go bald, so you better do something about it. All right. So that will be the number one top reason. Second reason, which can happen, it would be foolish practices. And we probably will talk about foolish practices a little bit later. What is foolish practices all about that makes people go bald?
That definitely caught my attention. Foolish practices. Right. We will get bald. And how about all this stress and, MSG? We always talk about Ajinomoto and Maggi Mee and all those, right? How about those? Okay. I mean, do they?
I think that's a very good question, Dr. Shashini. So where did Maggi Mee or where did all these instant noodles come from?
Where did it come from? That's a very good question. Where did it come from?
So mainly from Japan. So Japan was the inventor of the instant noodles together with MSG or the whole Ajinomoto thing. And now China is the one who manufactures the most. And we've got also a very high consumer rates in South Korea. Yet you don't see everyone is bald there either.
I was just about to say that. I mean, if they are the manufacturer, why aren't they bald?
Correct. And in fact, they've got some really good looking hair. Again.
Right.
So MSG, for me, MSG is not a main cause for baldness. Your instant noodle is not the main cause of baldness. In fact, after this, I'm probably going to have one cup noodle. But anyway, coming back, digressing. But there is a clause. If, let's say, that becomes your number one diet and you are eating instant noodles all the time. For example, let's say if you're in university, you've got budget issues and you want to save money, and therefore you spend a lot of time just eating instant noodles and not a well-balanced diet, that will probably be the cause of hair loss. Not the noodles, but improper diet, insufficient protein, insufficient vitamins, minerals, nutrients. That is the main cause.
Thank you, Dr. Aly. Guys, I think for those of you, I think this is quite a common question that people think, or the impression that people have. If I eat too much Maggi Mee, my hair drops and all that. So it's not so much of the MSG or the Maggi Mee, it's more of improper diet. So no take. So how about hair coloring? So I think I won't say all Malaysians, but most Malaysians, whether it's the younger generation or the older generation, we are pretty used to coloring our hair. The younger ones probably cooler. The older ones look a lot younger.
All right. Now that's a very good question also, Dr. Shashini, and I think you've just jumped the gun on my list of foolish practices. But that's a good question, nevertheless. It's okay. Yeah, so when it comes to hair coloring, I think hair coloring is fantastic. I believe hair colors actually can change a person's personality. And it's very interesting that you brought this up. I ran a poll a couple of weeks ago and I asked people what is the sexiest color that they would like to see on their partners. And what do you think is the sexiest color?
Oh, wow.
All right, so I only gave a few. I gave blonde, I gave redheads, I gave light brown or dark color like dark brown and black.
I'm gonna go with dark brown.
Dark brown.
Yep.
And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. 70% of people still find dark hair, dark brown as being the sexiest color. Very interesting.
Bro, ladies and gentlemen, it is dark brown. That's the sexiest color. Thank you, Dr. Aly.
But once in a while, we got people like Keanu who says blue hair and Rachel with red hair. I think those are very fun colors. And again, it has to suit the personality. So coming back from sexy colors to the practice. So when we do hair dye, there are two types of doing of hair dyeing. So you have the easy ones whereby you are dyeing dark colors. So if someone like us who is already of a darker shade, dark brown, and we want to change to maintain a dark color, it's easy. You don't need to do a process called bleaching.
Right.
Whereas, let's say if you want to change, suddenly I want to be Justin Bieber blonde, right? Or David Beckham dirty blonde, right? Or if I want to become red, or like Keanu says, blue hair, that's going to be a challenge because those colors are lighter than my current hair. And the way to do it is I need to bleach it. So when you do bleaching, it's a process whereby they put chemicals, peroxides, formaldehyde. It breaks the barrier of your hair to make holes so that the chemicals can go in, right? During this process, this bleaching process, it's a chemical. When you do it, there is a slight chance that it might burn your scalp.
Right.
And for a lot of us who go to a stylist who wants to do it at a lower, cheaper rate, or if they're not very experienced, and when it burns, a very typical answer is, macam ni lah, tunggulah. Memang sakit sekejap je. It just hurts a little while. Tunggu je. That is dangerous because when you feel pain, bila you rasa sakit, it's actually your skin is getting burned. That is a foolish practice. Because we don't dare to tell them, hey, stop, it hurts, you know? Because we need to pay, and it's not cheap to bleach your hair. So most of us are not willing to pay for something that we want to abandon. So we carry on with it. And when we carry on with it, it's burning your skin. And if it burns your skin, you're going to get hair loss. And I have seen a lot of my patients, especially the younger ones, have hair loss because of bleaching. It's very typical. It looks like a patch of water there. It's like a watermark, and that area is the worst hair loss. So I think for the benefit of some of our viewers who are speaking in bahasa, so kalau sesiapa yang nak buat nak warnakan rambut tapi nak buat bleaching atau nak lunturkan warna, you kena jaga sebab kalau you buat proses pelunturan and then you rasa sakit ataupun you rasa macam pedih kat kulit, you kena bagi tahu stylist to stop because dia tengah burn, dia kulit you tengah ada reaction. Kalau lama sangat nanti follicle rambut akan hilang and then you have hair loss issue, and it's permanent. Really, it's permanent. You can't really restore it very well. So hair color it's okay, but just be careful with the bleaching process. And even if you use the home colors, same thing. If it burns, means you are sensitive to it, you have to stop. It's okay to stop and do it some other time.
And regarding this, right, this whole burning sensation and all that, is it a one-time thing where it becomes permanent, or is it after multiple times and then it becomes permanent?
It all depends. Really depends on how much of the chemical. One is the chemical exposure. Two is your own skin. Now, all of us got different skin, and some of us, are thick skin. Some of us are thinner skin. All right. So yang muka yang tembok like me, muka tebal, you put doesn't burn, it's okay. But someone who's a bit sensitive, if you apply and it burns, let's say if I and you put together at the same time, maybe you might feel burning sensation in a minute. I probably after 5 minutes I don't feel anything. So you are more sensitive to it. So it all depends. As long as you're feeling the burning sensation and it hurts, you have to tell them. So I would say probably on a pain score of 1 to 10, if it hits about 6, it's quite painful already, you have to tell them to stop. If it's just like a 1 or 2, it could just be the alcohol content. So it's maybe not that bad yet.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Aly. I'm pretty sure that is one question that everybody wants to know about, because, sometimes you want to change your hair color, and you're very right about the bleaching. Now, a lot of people are doing bleaching because they want a lighter tone. So I think that was, piece of information. So guys, if you start feeling the burning, it's time to stop. Jangan control macho, control ayu. Please let them know. Tell your stylist it's burning. You gotta stop. All right.
Yeah, I saw your face panic for when I talk about bleaching. Like, oh.
I mean, not that I'm doing, but right. So I would like to ask a few myths that I've heard about all this, balding and all that, right? I hope you don't mind. Okay.
No, go ahead.
There are a lot of people in the audience who are asking me a lot of myths. So I'm going to shoot some to you, right? So,
okay.
True that you can't wash your hair after 3 p.m. There's this particular time, ding, 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 after 3 p.m., no hair washing. Is it true? If you wash your hair, you become bald or something?
After 3 p.m., if you don't wash your hair, nothing's going to happen to you. In Malaysia, you probably start sweating and you probably feel that, your scalp is getting oilier. Maybe if it gets oilier, then you scratch more. And then when you scratch more, you might damage your skin. You damage your skin, then maybe you might have some hair loss. But there is no real science behind it. So it's ding, ding, ding. It's a myth. Mitos.
It's a myth.
Tidak benar. It's a mitos. So, tidak benar. Kalau you tidak basuh rambut selepas pukul 3, jangan risau. Tidak akan ada rambut gugur. No problem.
How about early mornings? There are a lot of this myth about washing hair. Pagi-pagi kalau subuh basuh rambut, rambut boleh gugur. Atau sebelum tidur basuh rambut, rambut gugur. Betul ke?
Pun tidak benar.
No, guys, no such thing.
But we will come back to this hair wash thing, which is a bit interesting. Maybe the hair wash, but not so much on what time is it, but maybe the process of how you do the hair wash.
All right, so we will get back to the process later. How about this thing about using onion juice? I've been hearing something about people using onion juice and all that for the hair, rosemary. Some even use garlic. Oh my God. Yeah. How about that? What's your take on that?
Okay, all right. So the whole science behind using onion, garlic, ginger, chili pun ada.
Chili? Oh.
Yeah. Chili, rosemary, is that it stimulates some amount of blood flow. So memang benar, bawang merah, bawang putih, halia, these can actually stimulate some amount of blood flow. So dia boleh melancarkan salur darah. Tapi, why would you want to do that? Because the smell is really not pleasant. Imagine you have onion in your hair. If you've got onion in your mouth, people don't even want to talk to you anymore. And imagine if you've got onions in your hair. So, and the total benefit is very, very low. Trust me, it's not enough to stimulate any kind of significant growth. So in a scale of maybe 50 people, maybe 1 or 2 might work and they can sell it, but the other 48 is not really going to work. As Jeroy says, make nasi lemak better. Use the bawang put inside, use the halia put inside, use sambal. It's way much better. You'll be happier with hair or be happier with no hair rather than put all the things in your hair. And what is worse than having that is that tak ada kawan.
Tahu tak apa. I was just thinking how to walk around with that smell. We even have guys asking about brandy, putting brandy on hair. How about that? Is it the same concept?
Okay, so that's a very interesting concept. So I've had that questions a couple of times. Brandy, and even some myth is that they take brandy and they splash it on their face so that their beards can grow. That is very interesting because brandy, the main content is alcohol. Okay, so with alcohol, you can stimulate some amount of blood flow. That is why a lot of tonics actually have slow amount of alcohol. Not enough to create problem, but enough to just stimulate the blood circulation in that area. However, it's not highly recommended. Number one, I think for those who like to drink, brandy is better drunk than to be splashed on your hair. Number two, it's got sugar. So if you splash and you don't wash your hair, you're going to get ants when you wake up. I don't recommend that. Number three, there are cheaper alternatives to that than brandy. So brandy, not really.
Not really.
I think
no,
not
guys,
really.
no brand.
Don't waste good brandy on those kind of things. I think belanja your friend better. You make more friends. Berkawan lebih rather than tak ada kawan.
Point noted. Okay, guys. Now you guys have tips what to do with brandy also.
Oh my
Dr.
God!
Aly.
Says use 9% alcohol.
Dr. Aly, we've got someone here, Carl Shafiq Ibrahim. He says, Dr. Aly, my hair. Is he your friend?
Yes. Oh my God! Nice. Can we bring him on? Can we bring him on? Oh my God.
Admin, can we have Carl Shafiq Ibrahim? I think we have a friend over here, Dr. Aly's friend.
Very nice guy.
Looks like we've got a special speaker today.
Yeah. In the meantime, let's see what else did they ask. Carl is on. Carl!
Hello! Hi everyone.
Hi, apa khabar? Say hi.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Oh my God, look at your hair.
Wow.
Carl, by any chance?
Hi, Dr. Sashini.
Hi. Carl. Nice to have you with us. By any chance, are you guys like best friends or?
Dr. Aly is my hair best friend.
Oh, okay, fabulous. So, how long have you been, getting your treatment? You've been going to him for some treatment or so?
Last
a year.
February last year.
Last year last year February. Carl, cerita sikit lah apa yang terjadi.
I'm one of Dr. Aly's patient. So saya telah membuat hair transplant procedure dengan Dr. Aly di HTS. And after 1 year, as you can see, my hair so good.
What was your experience like before that? What were you experiencing sebelum jumpa Dr. Aly? Macam mana keadaan?
I ada problem dengan hair loss. I think started 5 or 6 years ago. So masa tu dia belum lagi teruk macam last year and year before. So I keep on try untuk cari buat research about hair transplant and also ambil tahu tentang what is hair transplant until I met Dr. Aly and asked Dr. Aly about apakah hair transplant ni sebenarnya and how it helps my hair to grow back and proses tu sangat best dan saya sangat I'm so happy lah bila walaupun dia ambil sedikit masa untuk kita nampak the fully full result and tapi as you can see now I'm very proud of my hair.
I if I gave you a chance to probably whip it out for us and all that. You like glowing over there.
He's glowing. He's really glowing.
Kadang I simpan rambut panjang tau because I tak pernah simpan so I just nak rasa macam mana ada rambut yang panjang so at least for this COVID time lah I ada rambut yang panjang so I boleh belai rambut I every day. At my age now 41 I tak rasa semua orang ada orang kata ada boleh experience untuk rasa rambut yang macam ni every day.
I'm not even going to compete with the hair flip with you, man.
He's just showing off his hair.
You can tell. I'm feeling a little bit,
Yeah, but to be fair, I think setahun lepas time Carl datang, Carl was having quite bad hair loss at the corners. So it's a very typical male pattern hair loss.
Male pattern hair loss and problem dia dekat sini and dia memang banyak kurang dekat sini and also here. As you can see now, memang dah sangat cantik hairline. My hairline, I'm so happy with my hairline and also dekat atas. So now you see semuanya macam I feel like I'm I pergi balik ke umur I 18 tahun.
Amazing, really amazing. In fact, just now you're mentioning, I'm 41 and I was like jaw-dropping moment, man. Fabulous. You look amazing, seriously. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the audience are also saying, because I can see everybody's like, wow, 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 and all that. Carl, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do professionally?
Okay, I'm a TV host, and also I involve dengan banyak cooking program, TV show. And also I did my own business, which is a clothing line and also a food business. And yeah, so basically I think because of one thing, factor of my hair loss maybe because of I'm in the creative field, so selalu banyak fikir and nak dapatkan idea, and I think one of the reason is because of the yeah. So other than that, maybe keturunan, genetic, and also like Dr. Aly said before, at my younger age, I also did a lot of experiments with my hair, bleaching, coloring, chemicals, because for someone like me who always appear on TV, and of course kita ada banyak products and chemicals to style my hair. So yeah, sometimes kita tak jaga pun, you came back from shooting, you tak cuci rambut, you tidur, dulu. But now I'm very particular, and of course I nak jaga.
Fabulous. This is a really amazing transformation. In fact, aku gemetar pula. Tak tahu ada selebriti pula malam ni.
Dr. Sashini, you are the host today.
Celebrity tonight, but it was fantastic for you to join us tonight, Carl. Fantastic. Congratulations. You look amazing.
No problem. Enjoy sangat. I mean, I started to watch this from the beginning, and of course,
Thanks, Carl. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Carl Shafiq Ibrahim, right? One of Dr. Aly's patients. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us, Carl. So back to the show. Oh, I must calm myself down.
Calm down. Don't worry. You're still number one host here.
Oh.
Yes. I need to learn from you, Dr. Sashini.
Blushing pula aku Anyway, Dr. Aly, I must ask you, just now Carl was sharing with us a little bit about male pattern baldness, and how having all the stress, and a little bit from genetic, a little bit from hair coloring and all that. I just want to ask you, is it common for men to go bald generally, apart from the genetic parts?
Okay. So for men, it's generally still very high chance that it's due to your genetics. So within your genetics, basically your DNA has got a switch. Let's just say it's a switch, like a light switch. It's usually off. And if there is someone in the family that has it, meaning it's going to be hereditary, keturunan, you have about a 50 to 60% chance that this switch can turn on. So, kalau ada seorang yang ada keturunan genetic for hair loss, memang 50-60% chance boleh ada rambut ungu. You can get 50-60% chance. However, there are cases whereby it's sporadic. That means the family all don't have, everyone's got hair, and then suddenly you're just one person, the black sheep. It's still 20% for men. So for men, the moment you're born, you have a 1 in 5 chance that you might have a hair loss genetics that's waiting to be switched on. So it's 1 in 5. So it's actually fairly common for men. The good news is if you start early, you can actually manage it very early. But you have to be very sensitive to it and get it done as early as possible.
All right, so there you go. All the gentlemen in the house, 1 in 5, you might be a chosen one, according to Dr. Aly. All right. What are the causes apart from genetics? You mentioned the genetic ones, yes, family history and all that. How about other reasons like, hormones or, any foolish practices, as you were mentioning earlier?
All right. Okay. So let's start with the foolish practices first, because those are the ones which are more interesting. So the other one that is quite, I would say not foolish, but practice that we don't seem to probably give enough attention is severe hair tying. So if you tie your hair up a lot, especially for ladies, especially those who are working in the service industry and they need to face people, they need to groom themselves nice, neat, and tidy. Usually in the line of a hostess or a cabin crew or even a front desk or even a receptionist. So when you tie your hair really, really tight, you start to pull the sides. And this is what we call traction alopecia or hair loss due to too much of pressure from pulling. Okay, so kalau yang ikat rambut ketat sangat, you boleh ada condition yang kita panggil traction alopecia ataupun rambut gugur akibat daripada pressure, tarikan pressure. Okay, so that is another thing that can happen. So one of the things that they usually would like to recommend is you have to learn how to release the pressure once in a while, although it's very troublesome for you to retie. The other one is you can use pins. So when you use pins, you reduce the pressure that's being pulled on the front so that the hair tie will still look neat, but the pins still hold your hairs in place. So again, those are the tiny, tiny tricks that you can do to release the pressure for hair tying. I know for a fact that if a lady who's really very sensitive about this, sometimes what they do is they do a loose tie or they use clip, the crocodile clip, which now it's not very popular. Once upon a time, it's very popular. So those clips, they don't hold so much of pressure. You can still tie it up, make your hairs look neat without pulling the hairs too tight. So hair pulling, although it is nice, sexy, neat, may not be the best solution. One more for ladies is yang pakai hijab. So yang pakai hijab pun is also a major issue. Whereby what we've noticed is yang pakai hijab kadang-kadang mungkin akan ada lebih daripada satu lapisan. So they have their inner layer. So it's usually a elastic layer that holds the hair. And then they will put second layer of a shawl or the tudung. Sometimes they can even have the third layer. So they got the first layer and then the second layer of tudung, just for fashion or styling purpose to make it look fashionable. The problem is bila kita letak the inner layer too much, too long, you can also have this traction alopecia. You can also have pressure ischemia, which means you tekan for so long that there's not enough blood flow into the area. So you see, we can go very long on these few things, but I would say one of the ways is always try to release the pressure every few hours kalau boleh. So yang pakai tudung, you can release pressure sekejap and then pakai balik. Okay. So it's good practice. Let's say waktu solat, for your Zohor, your Asar prayer, you open up for a while, let it breathe, okay, relax a while, then baru you pakai balik. So that's also another way that get it reduce the likelihood of hair loss for ladies.
How about men who wear hairband? Nowadays it's like a fashion statement kind of thing, Does that
Men wear
hairband and all that, you put it all up?
Technically, the hairband's not that bad because the hairband doesn't really pull that tight. However, if they do the man bun, yes, because the man bun is very tight.
Right. Okay.
The hairband technically is not that tight. They're just pulling up the fringe only. It doesn't really hold that tight in place. So again, if they're going to tie up their hair, they're going to do a man bun. I would say that probably has higher risk rather than a hairband. That's why you see the Italian football players, they use hairband.
There you go, guys. How about postpartum? We've got Rashida Muhammad here who says, saya ada masalah rambut gugur selepas melahirkan anak. Adakah itu normal? Postpartum hair loss.
Postpartum hair loss ataupun keguguran rambut selepas bersalin kan. So this is a very major thing. A lot of times kita baru nak buat rawatan selepas bersalin, and that is not the right thing to do. Sepatutnya kalau time mengandung dah kena start, you kena start prevent. So the way to prevent is you need to have nutrition yang secukupnya. Nutrition yang sangat penting, which I think one of the questions that we have for tonight is supplements kan. So some of the supplements which are very important, especially for ladies, omega-3. I find omega-3 to be very, very useful. So omega-3 provides a good amount of fat, essential fat that we need so that we get better keratin production, which is meant for your hair, better skin protection. So again, when you've got better building blocks for your skin and your follicles are part of your skin. The other ones are protein, having sufficient amount of protein. So these two, kalau time mengandung dah mula ambil, you will find that the chances of postpartum hair loss is more manageable. It won't be zero, but it is more manageable. Okay, and when you are in growth phase, time mengandung, the baby is growing, your hair is also growing. You almost don't have hair loss during your pregnancy time. Okay, but after dah bersalin, after you delivered, your body goes into a catabolism state whereby you are actually giving all the nutrients to the baby dah. Time nak menyusu anak, all the nutrient goes to the baby because the baby is more important than the mother. Mother actually needs to start taking in good nutrients. One of the problem that we have is time menyusu, we start to munch on snacks. So we don't take so much of protein. We take a lot of the sweets, the happy food. Okay, so happy food is happy just in this area, but it's not good for the rest of your body. You actually need a lot of protein. Otherwise, you will also suffer from hair loss. Tapi kalau ragu go, again, don't panic. So here comes the next part when I again foolish like this. When women who have postpartum hair loss, it's just a cycle. The hairs will actually come back, tapi lambat, very slow. Because imagine your hair. What's your hair now? Up to below your shoulder?
Yeah.
Yep. That takes about 2.5 to 3 years to grow if we cut it short.
Right.
All right. So imagine if you've got this amount of hair, and let's say after postpartum, and you lost 50% of it, you won't get back this volume until 3 years later.
Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
So that's why some people say, cut your hair. If you cut your hair, you feel that it grows better. Of course, it grows better because now, okay, imagine like last time, let's say you have 100% good hair. Now, postpartum, you lost 50% of your hair. Okay, and then after about 6 months, it actually has grown this much, but your bottom here is still at 50%. Up here has gotten back maybe 70, 80%, but below here is still 50%. You can't expect the hair to just kembang. So when they cut their hair short, they've gotten rid of all the rambut yang lama, yang dulu-dulu. And they feel, oh, yang ni kembang balik. So they thought cutting hair is the solution. No, cutting hair is not the solution. Cutting hair just makes it more even. Your normal hairs are growing out already. You just have to wait. You really have to wait. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years before your hairs are actually good. So again, you have to be very patient after delivery.
Thank you, Dr. Aly. So I hope that question was answered. You guys, I think that was a very good answer. Whether you have to be patient. Sometimes some of us get a little bit edgy and like, oh my God, what's happening? We panic and then we use everything in the store. You know, we start googling.
Correct.
We start googling what can we do. You know, we try this, we try that, and all that. You know, actually, I got something to ask you, especially about this application, right?
Sure.
Oil helpful. Now we've got argan oil, olive oil, coconut oil. Lucky no cooking oil yet lah. Let's hope no more oil. Anyone's using cooking oil. You know, I'm sure you would have heard of this. What's your take on this?
Okay, so I find oils to be very useful for a couple of things. It's not useful for hair growth. So let me get rid of that first. Regardless, whatever the oil, whether it's argan oil, olive oil, coconut oil, cooking oil, or kerosene, it's not going to help with your hair growth. Right? It's not going to help with your hair growth. But what it does is, it's very useful, is that it helps to look after your hair, especially if you're doing treatments. So if you're doing treatments, for example, if you did hair coloring, all right? You did hair coloring. Remember, I told you you're doing bleaching. So when you're doing bleaching, your hairs get open up. There's actually lubang-lubang. Memang ada lubang in your hair. So when dia ada lubang, dia cepat kering. It gets dry very easily. That is why some people who do hair dye, they will feel, why is my hair so dry now? Why is it so like a brush? Tak rasa smooth langsung. Okay, and even some who do, let's say, even keratin blowout. When you do a keratin blowout, same thing. It breaks open your keratin layers. You put in, you infuse it with protein, so dia nampak kembang. But after a while, it gets very frizzy. Any good stylist will tell you the same thing. If you do any treatment, you do any kind of rebonding, you do any kind of bleaching or coloring, you must moisturize your hair. You must use hair conditioner, you must use your hair mask, you must apply hair oil. Now that is where the oil comes in. So if you want to have nice hair, you want to have healthy looking hair, these oils are in the natural form, good for you. All right, it's just that they get sticky. They get really sticky. And that's why some manufacturers will come out with silicone oil or silicone base, whereby it's not so sticky. You don't feel like ada kuali yang melekit. It's nice and smooth. But you have to use all this for your moisturizing usage to prevent damage.
Fabulous. I think there was a very clear answer over there. So guys, putting on hair oil, whether it's argan, coconut, name it, let's not do cooking, okay guys? Whatever oil you're using, it doesn't help in hair growth, but it helps to keep your hair healthy, especially after certain procedures like hair coloring and whatnot, all the hair treatments and all that, right? So how about shampoo? So if you wash your hair every day, I think this is a very common question that you probably be getting, even previous in your practice, shampoo. So there's this myth that you are not supposed to wash your hair every day. If you wash your hair every day, you will lose hair. What's your take on this?
Aha, okay, so here comes the very interesting statement. You say you shouldn't wash your hair every day. Now, washing hair, there are two types of wash. There is water wash and there is shampoo wash.
Right.
All right. You should wash with water every day.
Okay.
We're in Malaysia. We sweat. You're going to stink if you don't wash. So you must wash your hairs every day. So use warm water to wash your hairs as the first rinse before you go cold water. Okay. Again, you must wash your hairs every day first, but start with the warm water. Now, the logical explanation is, Dr. Sashini, have you done, I'm sure you cook and I'm sure you do the dishes at home, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Have you tried cleaning oily plastic containers?
Oh my God, yes.
All right.
It's so
difficult, right?
Yeah.
When you wash, it's still oily, correct?
That's
when
right.
When you use soap and cold water, it's still oily. Have you tried using soap with warm water?
Not really. Nobody really told me about that.
Try it out. When you use warm water and soap, your plastic containers get cleaned way much faster because the heat will actually help to dissolve the layer of oil on your surface and remove it easier. So based on that principle, if you start your first wash with warm water, whatever natural oil that is in your hair, on your scalp, you actually remove it first. Okay? Scenario 2. If the next time you go out and you have, let's say, a plate of rice with curry and your curry always has oil, take a piece of ice and then you just play around with the curry, with the oil, and see what happens to the oil. It becomes hardened. It looks like butter. All right. Now, the same thing. If you've already got all your hair oil and everything, and your first wash is cold water because it's a hot day, you're going to make it harden.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
So always start your wash with warm water. Don't make it scalding hot. Warm water, you can actually remove close to about 30 to 40% of your natural oils already. Once you've done with that warm wash, then you can proceed with a cold wash just to cool your body down, because we're in Malaysia, we want to really cool it down. Yeah. So now I've already defined. You must wash your hairs every day. You can wash it after 3 p.m. No problem. You can wash it in the morning. No problem. You can wash it 2 times a day. No problem. You can wash it 6 times a day with water. No problem. Water is safe on your hair. Okay? Except for one condition. If the water is hard water, air keras, then it becomes tricky. So in KL, Selangor, our water is what we call soft water. Tak banyak minerals. So the easy way is when you drink the water, it's very easy to drink. Hard water is like mineral water, real old-fashioned mineral water. When you want to swallow, it's very difficult to swallow. You can actually feel some minerals inside. Now, hard water on your hair becomes a bit sticky. It's like if you went into the sea and you got your hair wet with seawater, it clumps up together. That is hard water. So if you're usually in tempat-tempat yang dekat pantai or pedalaman where you don't have fresh water, you might end up getting hard water. Or if they use air daripada tanah, groundwater, you will get hard water, and hard water can actually cause your hair to clump up a little bit more. So that's a bit tricky. Yeah. Next is shampoo. Shampoo is useful to clean your hair. Shampoo does not grow your hair. So if anyone says this shampoo grows hair, I didn't say anything else because I don't want to piss off people out there. But because all right. So the logic is, if you say shampoo can grow hair, when you wash your hair, kan, Dr. Shashini, how do you wash your hair? You the shampoo ni, then you basuh macam ni ke, you bilas macam ni ke, or you just let it flow all over your body?
Bilas lah.
Yelah, tapi you bilas, then it just flow all over your body, kan?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God.
Ha. So why you tak ada misai-misai? Why your back tak ada bulu? If it's hair growth shampoo, your whole body should start growing hair.
Oh, I think it was such a revelation today. I never really thought there was a technique. Hot water first and then cold water. I think this is something that we all needed to hear, the ugly truth. And how shampoo, where we have all these advertisements where you use this shampoo, your hair grows better. Guys, no. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, if you're all washing it this way, I don't think there's an anti-gravity way of washing hair where it doesn't.
So correct. So shampoo is just going to clean your hair. It's just a shampoo. That's it. So it's not going to do extra hair growth for you. So don't go crazy trying to say, oh, shampoo ni boleh tumbuh rambut, so let's start using it. We buy 2 bottles and then it doesn't grow, and we buy another one to see whether it grows. No, it's not going to grow. All right. So shampoo does not grow hair. Mythos. Now, shampoo can cause hair loss. Here's another issue.
Wow.
Right. Okay. So if you over shampoo, and kalau shampoo, especially shampoo that has sulfate, so those which has SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, and sometimes they will change it to ammonium lauryl sulfate, okay, ALS. So anything that has got sulfate, there's a higher chance that if you overuse, you can cause problems with your skin, and you can actually have hair loss on the long run. So if you want to use any shampoo, just be a bit careful. Just read a little bit and just see. Usually it's within the first 5 ingredients. So you don't need to see the whole long list. Just the first 5 ingredients. Is there sodium lauryl sulfate? Is there sulfate somewhere inside there?
Just see the word sulfate. Sulfate, no.
Correct. But just use that as the easy rule of thumb. Although some people will say, but I beli yang mahal-mahal, macam yang RM200, boutique shampoo shop, and they got sulfates. Is it going to harm? So sulfates, they've got cosmetic grade, but they've also got industrial grade. Okay, so cheaper shampoos tend to use not so cosmetic grade, not so suitable for your skin. All right, so because of that, my rule of thumb is, as long as there's a sulfate, better don't use it. It's easier not to use it rather than nak fikir, okay ke tak okay. The one which is okay is also very expensive anyway. They're going to charge you $150 to $200 for a bottle of shampoo. You must just avoid the sulfates totally. Yeah.
Okay, right. How about, what is your recommendation on, in a week, how frequently should we use shampoo to, wash our hair? I think this is something everybody wants to know.
Soalan cepu.
I need to know.
All right. So disclaimer 1, it falls whether you have hair loss issue or you don't have hair loss issue. Okay. If you have no hair loss issue, do as much as you want. I don't care. You're fine.
All right.
Done. But if you feel you have hair loss issue, then you cannot shampoo twice a day. You can't even shampoo daily anymore. You must actually cut down to at least alternate day or twice a week.
All right.
But remember, still wash your hairs with the warm water. Because I can guarantee you, you just do your warm water wash without the shampoo, and you do just twice alternate day shampoo or twice a week shampoo, you actually do not stink. You're okay. Don't worry. We are not. This is another very interesting thing. Oh, so many questions you ask me, so many things to tell you. All right. So, because the problem is everyone feels that because berminyak sangat, so they need to shampoo to get rid of the minyak. And that is simple logic, kan? But the thing is, if you use a shampoo that removes all the oil on your skin, the same thing, if you remove all the oil on your face, your skin will naturally start to produce more oil because your skin and your scalp needs oil. Otherwise, it dries up. When it dries up, your skin cracks. Okay.
So we just need a little bit of oil there.
You need a little bit of oil. So it's either you want to apply the external oil or you just use your body natural oil. So if you use a shampoo that is meant for oily hair and it's too dry, it's so dry until your skin starts to crack, it will flake and look like dandruff. You have issue number one. When it becomes too dry, your body starts to produce more condensate. Then from trying to treat an oily scalp, you have more oilier scalp after that. So that's problem number two. So the solution, which is very weird, is cut down your shampoo.
Just when we
weird,
think,
right?
you have to cut down.
No. You cut down. When you cut down your shampoo, you end up keeping a thin layer of oil, which then does not cause flaking, which removes your dandruff problem. Number two, because there's a thin layer of oil, your body says, okay, don't need to produce so much. Chill out. We just produce a little bit. So you can actually solve two problems, which is dandruff and also oily scalp, if you technically cut down on your shampoo frequencies.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Aly. I think that was very insightful because this is definitely a question that most people want to know, especially ladies. We tend to get a little bit edgy, like, oh my God, it's so oily. I just washed it yesterday. Why is it oily? And we do more. The logic is
we
wash, the lesser oil.
Correct. That's the simple logic. And I say it's normal to actually think that way. It's totally normal. It's just that no one has come up and told what is the other real explanation. So I think today is fantastic. We get to talk about this.
Fabulous. Now that you mentioned about dandruff, so you opened another can worm over there. Dandruff is another big, date nights where you pray, my God, I hope my shoulders have nothing, We tend to when your date is turning around, you're like, oh my God, and all that. So it's a bit socially bad, right?
Correct.
Regarding dandruffs, I think you explained about dandruff earlier, how it happens and all that. What is your recommendation, or does all this anti-dandruff shampoo actually work? There's so many in the market, we don't even know what to use.
Yes. All right. Very good question. And I had to do a lot of research for this before, and way ahead, way before today, I already had to do my research. So anti-dandruff shampoo, does it work? It works, but there is a condition to it. Okay. If you I challenge anyone, if they've got anti-dandruff shampoo, go and take it from your shelf and come back. If not, the next time when you go out, you take the anti-dandruff shampoo and you turn and you look at directions of use. Okay? The directions of use. For most shampoo, they'll just say, shampoo once a day, twice a day, kind of thing. But for anti-dandruff shampoo, they will usually write there, shampoo as you desire. In the US, because they are very high in litigation, they actually list to use anti-dandruff shampoo once or twice a week, or based on your doctor's recommendation. In Asia, and I've checked the ones in Indonesia, in Thailand, and Malaysia, they actually write there, shampoo as desire. So they took the responsibility away from themselves, and you just pakai suka hati lah, up to you lah. If you feel ada dandruff, you pakai lagi lah. But by right, you shouldn't be using it too often, because the same thing, it actually dries up your skin and remove the dandruff round one. But if you overuse it, you will start to get very dry skin all over again.
Right. In fact, one of our audience over here, her name is Mason. She's actually said over there, my 3-year-old kid has eczema, and she is flaking and has been prescribed with dandruff shampoo, but it made her each year more dandruff. What's your take on that?
So again, I don't recommend to use dandruff shampoo as a daily shampoo, and that's also another mistake that a lot of us do. We use our dandruff shampoo as our replacement daily shampoo. You shouldn't. Again, dandruff shampoo, those who are using, let's say, antifungal shampoo, it's a once a week thing. You only use it once a week. Max is twice a week. The rest of the week, you actually have to use this normal shampoo, and you have to cut down on your shampoo, right? And if it's a 3-year-old kid with eczema, I'm actually more worried about maybe the gut system, maybe not insufficient probiotics, insufficient omega-3, still want to optimize the nutrition and cut down on the shampoo. Don't put so much chemicals onto a 3-year-old's head. I think it will worsen a child's condition, or anyone who's got eczema, it may worsen their condition. If there's any doubt, can always get a second opinion, or you can always come and see me. And sometimes we have to see. We need to differentiate between that or fungal infection. For a child, if it's, let's say, eczema, they should start very young. But sometimes if there's redness, it can even be a fungal infection that went off misdiagnosed.
All right. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Mason. How about this paraben-free shampoo or micellar water? It says, it is said to be natural and all that. So, what's your take on this? Sounds very fancy, micellar water, paraben-free shampoo.
Jahat lah, you ask very correct ones. All right, we'll start with one. All right, so parabens. What is parabens? Parabens use is to, it's a preservative for your shampoo.
Okay.
So people add parabens into the shampoo so that the shampoo can stay on the shelf much longer. That for retailers, in case stock tak jalan, at least can last for the next 2 to 3 years, just stay on the shelf. Okay, so they add parabens as a preservative. The problem with parabens is it can cause inflammation on your skin. Not everyone's going to get it. Only those who have sensitive skin or those who are prone to hair loss, they will start to get inflammation. Some of it will be a bit of redness, a bit of itchiness. You might find that even after you shampoo, you might still just unknowingly just be scratching out of habit. And you thought maybe it was the udang that you ate. So maybe it's not udang, because if you tak ada eczema, you tak ada eczema. Tapi if you use shampoo which is tak sesuai, you can start getting all this micro itches. Those are actually telltale sign. Those are, as we say lah, small tanda that says maybe that shampoo is not suitable for you. So parabens, again, it's a no-no these days. If you do still see parabens, which you still will, I would really want to avoid. Parabens are usually at the bottom part of the shampoo ingredients. See? Yeah. If you look at the list, the bottom third, parabens are usually somewhere there.
Okay. So using shampoo with micellar water or paraben-free is better lah, I suppose.
Paraben-free better. Micellar water, no comment on it. It's just more on marketing. Let me be honest. It's just more on marketing. I think micellar water had better use when it was for makeup removal rather than for the hair.
All right. And how about ginger shampoo? Saya dengar ginger shampoo lah. To prevent. Memang
banyak. So ginger shampoo, I think pada asasnya shampoo Halia, there is no harm, but it's your expectation. Apa yang you nak daripada ginger shampoo? If you expect kalau pakai ginger shampoo then rambut full afro balik, then maybe not. That might not be the case for you. Tapi if you say you just want a healthier alternative, maybe improve a bit of circulation, maybe the hair might feel slightly better, then okay, perhaps. But again, a shampoo is a shampoo. A shampoo is not magic. A shampoo is not going to help reverse your hair loss issue. But overuse of any shampoo can cause more harm than good.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for clearing that out for us. I would love to take a few questions from the audience. There's quite a number here for you. I hope you don't mind.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So this is from Rohintran. Will hot shower cause hair loss? Hot shower.
Hot shower. Okay, so define hot. How hot is hot? If it's burning hot, yes, it can cause hair loss because you burn your skin. So some of us, we like hot shower. Let's be fair. You had a long day at work, then sakit badan, then you tune your shower to maximum hot, and then you tune the volume of water to ultra low, so they become mendidih hot. It's nice. It's very nice for your body, like hot spring, kan? But if you put it onto your scalp and if it burns, you can cause hair loss. But if it's just plain warm water, nothing for you to worry about. It's got nothing to do with that. If there's still hair loss, it's actually still the genetics, not the hair, not the water issue.
Nothing to do with the water. All right. Here's another one from Shuk Yi Leong. Are there supplements that we should take to help with the hair loss problems? Any compulsory supplements or something like that?
All right, so I'm going to debunk a couple of things. Things which are, people always say zinc and biotin as the golden rule for your hair and helps to promote hair growth. Okay, zinc and biotin are very common things which are in our food sources. Okay, zinc and biotin ada dalam telur, susu, produk daripada susu, ayam, daging, seafood, lala, udang. So basically any Malaysian diet pun ada zinc and biotin, and you need very small amounts. In fact, you eat a bowl of cereal, it's about 40 to 50% of your zinc and biotin supplement already inside. Okay, so zinc and biotin, at the same time, it doesn't grow the hair and make it look wow. But I have seen the effect of zinc and biotin. Let's say for your hair, existing hair, apa-apa rambut yang sedia ada, it makes it stronger. Okay, so if you've got, let's say, Dr. Sashini, your hair, and you want it to have a more firm, more make it more crispy, like that crispy feeling, maybe zinc and biotin is going to help. But if you want it to volumize, grow more hair, zinc and biotin is not your solution. Okay, so as long as you know what is it for, your expectation ngam. The problem is kalau expectation tak ngam dengan what you're doing. You expect hair growth, you took zinc and biotin and it doesn't grow. Then you said, oh, you got cheated by the doctor or by the internet. And I agree, because the expectation tak ngam. So that aside. Other ones which are very I would say insufficient in our normal diet is omega-3. So omega-3 is in oily fishes, salmon, cod, ikan jelawat, which I don't even know how it looks like, fresh sardine, which we don't always eat. Omega-3 eggs, again, but the omega-3 eggs, you need to eat 10 portion of egg to be equivalent to 1 portion of salmon. So no one's going to eat 10 eggs a day unless you're a bodybuilder. Chia seeds, nuts. So it's not in our common Malaysian diet. So I would say omega-3 supplementation for Malaysians is very important because it's not in your normal diet. The other one is vitamin D. So vitamin D is from the sun. We have free sun. We have a lot of sun, but we don't like the sun because we are Asians in Malaysia. When we see the sun, we hate the sun. We tutup. We want to look, as cerah as the wall, the white wall. We want to look fair and lovely. So we don't like the sun. We use sunblock. Our car has got tin. Our buildings got tin. No UV rays. No sunlight conversion. So again, based on our social requirements, fair enough. I don't say it's wrong, but you need to supplement for what we have excluded from daily life. So vitamin D and omega-3 will probably be top on my list, apart from your protein and your multivitamins, your vitamin C. But zinc and biotin are the ones that I really want to debunk for the expectation. Kalau you dah ada rambut yang cantik, you nak bagi dia lagi cantik, is the way to go. Kalau rambut dah go, you nak dia tumbuh, zinc and biotin may not give you the effect yang you nak, yeah?
That was a lot of light shine on that particular topic. Actually, I've heard it personally myself. You take zinc and biotin and suddenly your hair will start growing and, yeah. so, ladies and gentlemen, it is omega-3, all right? Omega-3, your proteins are very, very important. And the other one was what again, Dr. Aly?
Vitamin D3.
Yeah, D3, vitamin D3. All right, so these two is very important for your hair growth, whereas your zinc and your biotin is more of healthier hair growth. Your hair is already there, just to keep it healthier.
Make it nicer, that's it.
Fabulous. And we have one here from Jaslyn Chong. Any suggestion for anti-dandruff shampoo or paraben-free or silicone-free shampoo?
Okay, so silicone-free, most shampoos may have some amount of silicone, and I don't think silicone is really that bad. So don't worry about the silicone. Paraben, basically, I would say almost 80% of the shampoos in the market, surprisingly, do not have parabens anymore, which is good. So you're quite safe for this paraben-free. Just be on the lookout. I noticed paraben shampoo tend to be in the ones whereby they import in Korea. So if you get some Korean product, just keep a lookout to see if there's parabens at the bottom layer. All right. Silicone, you can't really run away. in small amounts, it gives you that volumizing feeling. You use the shampoo, then you feel like, whoa, you can bounce the hair left and right. That's what the function of silicone. It's a coating. No major issue. So I won't go crazy over silicone. Whereas for anti-dandruff shampoo, I would say most of the common brands out there are pretty okay, but you just have to really cut down. What I've done with a lot of my patients who have so-called dandruff issue, which is actually flaky skin, is I tell them to cut down their shampoo frequency. Within 4 to 6 weeks, almost 80% of people who have dandruff issues, when they cut down their shampoo, the dandruff disappears also. Again, it's because you over shampoo, your skin gets dry, and when the skin dry, it flakes. That flake looks like shampoo. That flake looks like dandruff.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Aly. There's one here from Rachel June. Any recommendations of shampoos without SLS?
Shampoos without SLS. I think there's quite a lot these days. All right. So if you are saying you're looking for the ones in the market, if I'm not mistaken, Kiehl's has got some SLS free shampoo. Kiehl's, you can look into, if I'm not mistaken, even Himalaya has one. They've got a few range, so you really need to look at it and find out which one is it that has got no SLS. The only one brand that I probably want to just throw some caution is this one. I think it's called OGX, if I'm not mistaken. Double check, because OGX shampoo, it's got very nice fat looking bottle. Usually it will write there argan oil and Morocco shampoo or coconut miracle oil shampoo. This one currently has an issue in the US, so they are filing a class action suit against Johnson & Johnson because it has found that they've got DM hydantoin, which is another chemical that actually causes hair loss. So for those who are looking for shampoo, I wouldn't recommend so much going into the pharmacy, Watson's or Guardian in the normal section. They've got another section which is the imported ones. You might be able to find some there which are sulfate free, or you can go to Kiehl's or Himalaya.
Okay, Rachel, I hope that answers your question. There is one here from Mr. Mahathir Mehat. What is the best hair oil for male pattern baldness?
Best hair oil for M pattern baldness. I probably need to know why he wants the hair oil first. Is it for his hair or is it for the baldness? Because if it's for the baldness, no matter what oil you use, it's not going to grow. In fact, it'll make your baldness look shinier if you use any kind of oil. So if it's just for, let's say, whatever remaining hairs left beyond that M pattern, and if you really want hair oil, you can always opt for coconut oil or argan oil or olive oil. Really, it's up to you. Those are quite natural occurring oils. It's just a matter of whether you find the texture, is it too sticky, the smell, does it suit you? Some people like coconut oil, some people really don't like coconut oil smell. It falls back onto you. But if you're talking about which oil to treat the M pattern baldness, none of the oils treat M pattern baldness. Don't fall for it.
All right, there you go, Mahathir. I must ask you one thing, Dr. Aly. So most of us style our hair, right? So whether we're going to work, whether we're going on date nights, regardless, weddings, anything. So we style our hair, and most of the time we use all these kind of hair dryers and all that. Does hair dryer fall the hair and cause hair fall and all that?
Good question. Oh my gosh, tonight is like one night full of good questions. Okay, so when it comes to hair dryer, very interesting, very good question. I would say for men it's easier. For ladies, this is where the complexity lies. So for men with shorter hairs like myself, it's easy. But the principle is still the same. Step one, always towel dry as much as you can. All right? Get yourself a good towel, especially if you are planning to go out and you want to have a good hair. You need to invest in certain things. So having a good towel that absorbs the moisture is one of the first things you should have to absorb as much of the water as possible. Then, when you want to use the hair dryer, you don't want to use high heat. High heat will actually damage your hair. May not cause hair loss, but it can cause your hair to be brittle and it can cause your hairs to easily break. So breakage is easy. So kalau pakai hair dryer, setting yang panas, dia akan mengeringkan rambut terlampau kering sampai dia senang nak putus. So don't use very high setting, which means you need to use low heat or no heat. And if you use low heat, no heat means you need more time. So for most hair dryers whereby they play on heat settings, it's the low heat that you need to use. So you need to actually plan ahead to spend more time to dry your hair. Don't do it last minute and expect it to look good, and to cut down the time you put high heat to make it faster, which would eventually damage your hair. The other ones are, of course, if you use slightly better hair dryers, which has got much stronger jet. So we find this usually with those whereby you buy the professional grade hair dryers, and you can tell the difference. You buy a normal standard hair dryer and you go to the one in your salon, and the salon sounds like a jet fighter. Whereas the one that you have at home is like. So if you get the ones which are higher jet, you can actually use lower heat setting, and it will help dry out your hair much faster. Of course, it will start blowing your hair all over the place. Then, of course, comes the really expensive brands like Dyson. I'm not really advertising for them, but these are testimonials from my patients who personally use, and they actually tell me, especially for ladies or men who have longer hair, it's the way that the wind turbine works. It dries out your hair without having to rely on high heat settings. So their heat settings are not high, but the way that the wind blows, it turns your hair and it sort of like tumble dries it very well. So there you go. I've just given some tips on hair dryers.
In my head, because most of us use hair dryer and all that. So I think that was fantastic advice and idea on how to use a hair dryer, and how using it wrongly with the higher heat may actually cause breakage in the hair and all that. We've got just non-stop questions coming in, but I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we can keep Dr. Aly here all night. Right? So, Dr. Aly, one more question for you. All right, what does Hair Transplant Solutions do? I mean, we saw the whole profile. I'm sure everybody over here today saw your whole profile. I personally was super impressed. And congratulations on starting Hair Transplant Solutions. Maybe you can share with us, what does Hair Transplant Solutions actually do?
Okay, so what Hair Transplant Solutions, basically at the end of the day, we want to be the best hair transplant clinic in Malaysia. But before we do the hair transplant, we need to be the ones that actually diagnose hair issues. So what my clinic does is that we are specializing just into hair. So we don't do any of the skin, the Botox, fillers, lasers, all not within our forte. We do look into skin health, notably for the scalp. We help to diagnose common issues that may cause hair loss, those with hair loss, and then we help to manage it. So what I do is I do a lot of very in-depth consultation with my patients, and we've helped them to optimize their lifestyle. We optimize their nutrition and health so that they have better hair. If they need medication, then we will recommend medication. And if they don't need, we won't do it. If they need to do a hair transplant, we will recommend. But we wouldn't be the ones that says, I think you need one. No, we still go back to treating the person as who they are. I give, for example, if someone who is already in their 40s and he comes and he says, Doc, do I need a hair transplant? Then I'll just ask, why do you need it for? Because if you look good, if you're confident being bald, then just continue being bald. I wouldn't go up to The Rock and say, hey, you need a hair transplant. It's wrong. The fellow will just give one punch and gone. I wouldn't go up to Jason Statham and say, I think you need a hair transplant, and damage his career. So it really falls into who they are. We don't really treat the hair loss. We're actually treating people's confidence. If you have a confidence issue, and that comes from the perspective of hair loss, that is where I provide my niche service. The other part that we do very well is that we provide a lot of education. So if any one of you go into our my LinkedIn profile or our Instagram, we do non-stop education. So that's what we do. We like to give as much education, just like what we do tonight. Everything education is free. We want to help you debunk all information you have on the internet. So there's a lot of information on the internet. We just want to help you filter it out to make sure that you get just the most proper.
Excellent. I think it is very important. I would totally agree with you with the statement that you made, that some people, they are super confident with their look, being bald and all that, and they totally pull it out. But there are many people who are having these issues with male pattern baldness or even female baldness, and socially they're very badly affected. The confidence goes down. It's difficult to get jobs, and at a various level, at a various social level, or even in relationships, it affects them. And
Yes.
fantastic to know that you guys have set this whole thing up and you guys are giving consultations for the patient as a whole, instead of just saying, hey, you need a hair transplant.
Yeah.
And I think that's simply amazing. And I cannot thank you enough. It's been such a wonderful session with you, honestly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. It's been really fun. So I'm glad you asked a lot of questions. So these are questions that even on a weekly basis, I try to debunk as much as I can, but having 1.5 solid hours, that's crazy. That's amazing. There's so much we can talk about.
I didn't even know how you're going to pull through. We were having questions like, on the chat and from everywhere else. I'm getting all these questions, and it's been such an honor to have you here to help us, clear all these myths and debunk all these kind of things, where you see on internet, and it's really been amazing. So I've got a question over here. Is there going to be another session?
Why not? Why not? Really, why not? I mean, if people are up for it, I'm up for the next session. I'm happy to debunk as much as we can round 2.
Oh, what fantastic. So guys, maybe you guys can, look forward for a part 2, to know more from Dr. Aly. But meanwhile, for those of y'all, I see some of y'all have personal issues, something to do with your hair, a more personalized one, which probably you would want to have a one-to-one consultation with Dr. Aly over here. You can always go on our Dr. On Call website, Dr. On Call, www.droncall.com.my, and you can look up at Dr. Aly's profile and book a personalized session with him today. All right, guys? For those of y'all who want to book your sessions, you can start booking your sessions right now to get a personalized session with Dr. Aly over here. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Aly. It's been a pleasure having you. You look great, by the way.
Oh,
Fabulous.
thank you.
Sure you. So thank you, and have a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic to have y'all with us today. Signing off today from you, I'm Dr. Sashini from Dr. On Call.
Bye.